Hello YouTube. Hello YouTube. It's December 5th, 2020. Very early in the morning, as you can tell. And today we're going to do some exercises. Let's do this. So I'd like to start off by saying that all of the workouts that I looked at required or suggested cardio with them, and as someone with a broken foot, the only real way I would get this is by riding this thing. So I got my water bottle and I prepared myself for a long workout. Suffice it to say, working out isn't really my thing, so I figured I'd try something new. I have a little bit of belly fat that I'm trying to get rid of, so I definitely wanted to try this out. It took me a little time to realize that you're not really supposed to go too fast with these things, so eventually I slowed down, but for the most part, I went pretty fast. Surprisingly, in the first few seconds and minutes of this video, I wasn't too tired yet. But I guess in the end, I did appreciate that a lot of them required you to lay down, so I took advantage of that. Yeah, it was pretty great. I'd have to say the biggest surprise to me in all this is that I don't have the core strength I thought I did. Not that I should have thought I had any since I don't work on it, but, I thought I did have some. But you always surprise yourself. Anyway, it is important to note that while I was capable of doing a lot of these, because of my inability to do some of them, I had to adjust the exercises, which meant crossing my legs or doing other stuff that made the exercises a little bit harder than usual to do. So, not all of them turned out as one would have hoped. Usually you modify exercises to make them easier, but the modifications actually made it a little bit harder. So it was kind of stressful. So something you'll see floating around is the cats every so often. I definitely did not get distracted by the cats. Whatsoever. At all. No, that is the last thing that I would do. Yep. Most definitely. So I think this is one of my favorite exercises just because it went so well. And what's interesting about it is you go from a normal plank up to a side plank, which I was having trouble with here because I had to modify it. But basically, you go up into the side plank and then you come back down and then you go back up into the other side plank. And it's kind of fun. I went a little bit fast. Obviously, I think you're supposed to go a little bit slow on this one just for that extra exercise that you get from that. Not that I have the experience to recommend this, but I really love planks. I definitely feel the burn when I do them, and I think they're a good core exercise. And, in all the videos, they always tell you to keep your core tight, and planks are like basically that. That is the point of planks. So I think they're very helpful in doing other exercises and probably should be done first and would have been done first if I had thought about it. This is another good one. So basically, it's like you're riding a bicycle, but you're laying down, so it's the best of both worlds. Except your core really hurts afterward. So it helps you stay fit and get good muscles and lay on the ground because you're lazy. So it's all good. Pretty cool. But it's pretty tiring as well, so I couldn't do it for very long. So for this next exercise, it required that I have a dumbbell, but I didn't have that, so I improvised. So with this one, you just go back and forth with the weight, and I didn't feel it very much, probably because it was literally a snow globe. It was nothing heavy. But it was good enough. It was a good start, so I'll get a gallon next time. I'd have to say, I've always kind of liked sit-ups, so this next exercise that is like an improvised sit-up seemed like it would be cool to me, except then I actually did it. and it's like a sit-up, but you torture yourself. So there you have it. That's what I did. I did sit-ups, and it was the equivalent of like 40 sit-ups. I did 20 reps per leg. So yeah, that was super great. I felt that. So I almost got all the way through, and I thought I was the boss. But in the end, I just kind of gave up. Like, my muscles were really tired. So I ended up just doing a few sit ups alone when the whole thing ended. Because, yeah, there was no way I was going to finish that the right way. So in this one, I kind of felt like a little penguin because you just go back and forth like you're waddling, except you're laying down. So, yeah, I don't know how successful I would say this exercise was. It just kind of felt awkward and I didn't feel anything. As you can tell, not all of these were a huge success, especially this one, which I completely forgot how to do when I started recording. Over the next few days, I'll be rearranging this and figuring out what works, and I'll give you an update. Because honestly, I liked a lot of these exercises, but it's hard to say if they're really effective if I'm not doing them right. Now, this one was honestly my least favorite because, like, right in the middle, I realized I was just shaking my butt in the camera and not really feeling anything either. So I decided to stop because it was kind of pointless. Yeah, needless to say, it was a big flop. I did not like it. So, even though I wasn't particularly successful or good at this one, I think it's important. It's very good for your core. And so, butterfly kicks are probably one of the ones that I recommend the most if you're trying to help yourself get more fit. Now, this one was interesting. I kind of felt like a little baby kicking their legs in the air. And I look it too. But it was okay. I didn't feel it that much in my core, so I probably was doing something wrong. But I did it. It happened, and it was okay. Lastly, this was one of my favorite exercises. It's very good for your core. It was nice. It kind of stretched out my back as well. So it was a very nice exercise that kind of should be done a little bit slower than I did it. And it's very good for your core and helps you stay stretched out. So I used two resources to help me get all these exercises. I didn't use every exercise from both of them, but I definitely recommend them. And I'll go ahead and put them down in the description. But basically, you look up busting muffin fat and you'll find it. So something else that I recommend is a diet. Now, it's not like one of those restrictive diets. It's something that needs to be sustainable. So for the next few days, I'm just going to be checking in on what I'm eating, and I'm going to see what's best, what's healthiest, how I can improve my diet. You know, like, don't eat a whole pizza by yourself. Not that I do that, but just make sure that you're eating healthy and look at the stuff you're eating. There's always something that can be improved. And make sure you're eating enough, because something that can really just slow you down and mess you up is not eating enough. And that's something that's really like hard to take in, because for me, I know that if I could just cut calories and lose weight, then it would be cool. But unfortunately, that can actually mess you up. So I recommend doing cardio, doing this workout, or a better one that's more put together, and eating a healthy diet that consists of enough calories for you and also a lot of healthy foods that will help you to feel better and have more energy in the long run. So as I said before, I'm no expert by any means, but I would definitely love to learn with you guys and grow. And so like these videos are kind of to show me progressing and doing what I can to better myself. and help you guys out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Share the loves, give the likes, and be good people. And don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.